Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Well, good morning. Thanks for waking up with us today. I'm Justine Stewart.
And I'm Louis Storch. Hopefully having a good start to your Monday so far, and not a bad day yesterday, Justine.
No, gosh, it was so nice to see those mountains again over the weekend, especially yesterday. It felt so nice out there.
Yeah, well, you know, I told Christina, my wife, yesterday, after we were able to see the mountains, I was like, this is one thing this taught me. I will never take it for granted again.
Right?
I was driving home looking at the mountains. I will never take
Look at them every day.
Yes, I will look at them every day and be so thankful we can see them. Unfortunately, we are going to bring in some more haze today. We have some high fire danger for places in northwestern Montana. Now, good news, yes, is on the way. That's for the end of the week. We're going to have to get through these next couple of days first, though, as this red flag warning goes in place at 12 p.m. this afternoon until 12 a.m. tomorrow morning. That says a very dry weather system is going to move through. Humidity's 10 to 20%, winds gusting around 30 miles per hour. And we do have an air quality alert in places just for Ravalli County. That'll be reevaluated today at 9 a.m. Here's a look at your headlines. High pressure for today, 80s and smoke and haze Monday and Tuesday. The ridge starts to break down by Wednesday with temperatures in the 70s. Then that major pattern change with cooler temperatures and rain showers Thursday and Friday.
Hurricane Irma weakening slightly, now a Category 1 with sustained winds of 85 miles per hour as it bears down on the Tampa area. The storm so wide, though, the entire state of Florida feeling its impact. On Champion is in Tampa, where residents are dealing with their first major storm in nearly 100 years.
Irma's strong winds are still pounding Florida. Even though the storm is slowly weakening, the National Hurricane Center warns it is still life-threatening with dangerous storm surge, powerful wind gusts, and torrential rains.
Folks are going to come out and want to really go out and assess what it's looking like. We just want them to take caution. We don't want people getting hurt after the fact. After you survive the storm, then go out and get hurt.
Downed power lines and transformers are sparking fires. These on Florida's east coast. This used to be a gas station in Naples, near where the storm entered the peninsula. Several mobile homes were damaged in the same area. Near West Palm Beach, firefighters had to evacuate 60 residents of this apartment complex after parts of the roof blew off. 3 high-rise construction cranes in Miami toppled in the wind Sunday.
I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I thought it would just die down.
Rescue crews in the Florida Keys, where Irma made the first U.S. landfall as a Category 4 storm, will begin house-to-house searches this morning, looking for people who need help. Millions throughout the state are without power, possibly for weeks. Don Champion, CBS News, Tampa.
Air traffic has been disrupted throughout the state. Miami International Airport will be closed today after sustaining significant water damage. It's expected to reopen tomorrow with limited schedules. Montana's Democratic Senator Jon Tester secures federal funds for 3 major wildfires, 2 of which are in western Montana. Just a few days ago, Tester invited President Donald Trump to tour the devastation left by Montana's fire season. Tester said Washington must do its part to ensure lives, homes, and property are protected. The Federal Emergency Management Agency will provide funding to help the Rice Ridge Fire in Missoula and in Powell counties, the West Fork Fire in Lincoln County, and Alice Creek Fire in Lewis and Clark County. The Fire Management Assistance Grant makes FEMA funding available to pay 75% of the state's eligible firefighting costs. The grant also helps with expenses for field camps, equipment, tools, materials, and supplies. But these grants do not provide help to individual homes or business owners and do not cover other infrastructure damage caused by that fire. Here are some more specific details about the nearly 10,000-acre West Fork fire. Nearly 750 homes are threatened in and around Libby. That fire is also threatening buildings, businesses, transmission lines, cell towers, and 3 watersheds in the area. The fire started August 30th. It's burned more than 8,700 acres of federal, state, and private lands. The fire is 0% contained at this point. After being evacuated for weeks, hundreds of Seeley Lake residents are finally getting back into their homes, but fire managers do want to warn residents to stay alert. The Missoula County Sheriff's Office has announced that the evacuation orders issued because of the 132,000-acre Rice Ridge fire have been dropped to evacuation warnings. That means folks can go to their homes. There are now just 6 homes that remain under a mandatory evacuation order. Evacuation orders and warnings remain in effect for Powell County residents living east of the nearly 133,000-acre fire. Crews got some help fighting the Sprague Fire in Glacier National Park. A pair of Canadian super scoopers dropped water from Lake McDonald on areas of the Sprague Fire. Folks in the park could see the firefighting effort from Camas Road Overlook, Fish Creek Picnic Area, and Apgar Village. The planes have 2 pilots and have the capacity for 1,600 gallons of water. The Sprague Fire has burned a little over 13,600 acres and leveled part of the historic Sperry Chalet. The evacuation orders remain in effect from the south end of Lake McDonald north to Logan Pass, including North McDonald Road. This summer's drought taking a toll on Montanans, but especially eastern Montanans. In this week's Outdoor Report, Winston Greeley shows us how the lack of moisture also impacts wildlife.
Parts of eastern Montana are enduring one of the worst drought in decades. And while this takes a toll on farms and ranches, wildlife also feel the effects of this summer's lack of moisture.
The distribution of wildlife has been shifting this summer due to the drought conditions, following both water supplies and green vegetation.
Congregations around water can lead to disease outbreaks, but the bigger impact on big game will depend on this upcoming winter. If severe, we could see declines in populations and an increase in game damage.
We hope that some of the problems can be alleviated through hunting seasons so that more of those deer can be taken advantage of by hunter than being killed by the severe winters, and that'll also help to alleviate depredation complaints and problems that we might have with too high a population.
With eastern Montana's diminishing water bodies, waterfowl are also feeling the impact of this drought.
We have noticed waterfowl, a lot of them initiated nesting around a dam, and those ponds dried up, so many of the waterfowl had to move on, and we are noticing smaller reservoirs that have dried up completely with fewer ducks on them.
In these extreme conditions, FWP urges hunters to use extra caution this fall when they head to the field.
Knowing that landowners are going to be exceptionally stressed this year, we just ask that hunters be respectful of the private landowners in Montana, and hunting is a recreation that we get to enjoy, so we hope that people will be respectful of that and maintain those good relationships.
I'm Winston Greeley, out among Montana's fish, wildlife, and parks.
Make sure you check with FWP on fire restrictions and closures before heading out to hunt. All right, time for your weather on the 8th now. Lewis is standing by with the latest.
All right, thank you, Justine. Good morning, everyone. It looks like by the end of the week, not just here in western Montana, but even all the way into eastern Montana, a lot of rain forecasted to roll in, at least for now. And we'll look at that here in just a few minutes. How about this, though? Beautiful picture sent in to us from Missoula yesterday. This is Patrick who sent this one in. Patrick, thank you so much for this fantastic smoke-free picture in Missoula. Pretty chilly this morning, 38 in Seeley Lake, 42 Phillipsburg, 48 Hamilton and Missoula, and Polson, 42 up there in Kalispell, 49 degrees this morning, waking up in Salmon. A quick look at your Doppler network. Another big area of high pressure out west is going to be keeping our skies clear as far as clouds go. Not clear as far as smoke goes, as we're going to see more smoke and haze for today. And then here's Tropical Storm Irma now. No longer a hurricane, just updated about 5 minutes ago, I think it was. Now a tropical storm, wind speed still though 70 miles per hour, as it's going to make its way just south of Atlanta, going to bring tropical storm force winds and heavy rain to parts of Atlanta. All right, let's time out the next couple of days for us here. To do this, we're going to the jet stream. We have a lot to get to on just this map alone. Here's this ridge again for today and tomorrow. Temperatures making it up into the 80s. Now, unlike what we've seen for the past, I will say 2 months, this isn't going to stick around. We're actually getting this trough in starting on Thursday. We're bringing in temperatures into the 50s and 60s, widespread rain showers as this rolls in as well. Now, this is going to slide east. We're still going to keep cooler temperatures in for the weekend. Notice this little bit of ridging though. So what this means when we see this here is a little high pressure moves in. What this could actually do is really cool down the overnight temperatures. So by the beginning of next week and into the weekend, we could actually see a little bit of frost and even a first hard freeze possible. So that's something to keep an eye on. And then all the way in, this is 10 days out, no more ridging builds in. We're still getting another trough with another chance of rain. So this very welcome pattern shift Looks to roll in by the end of the week, and yes, stick around for a while. Here's your 7-day forecast in Hamilton. 84 today, 85 tomorrow. Then there's rain shower chances rolling in Thursday and Friday with highs in the 50s and the 60s. Missoula, 87 today and tomorrow, 78 on Wednesday, 63 Thursday, 59 on Friday.
Oh my gosh, that looks so nice. I'm sure everyone just happy dance.
It's
just great.
So excited. And just real quick, Justine, I remember you called that September 15th as a time frame.
I did.
That's Friday, highs in the 50s.
I did.
I don't even know why I'm doing this. You should be doing all of it.
I don't know either, although I don't know what I'm saying. I was just giving her. I was threatening Mother Nature.
And she listened to you.
She did. All right. So stick around because we'll be back with a lot more after the break. But first, here's some birthday shout outs for you this morning.